I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review, and this was another PayPal request for Eric. Thank you so much for that. If you want to request any type of reviews, topics, reactions, re-reviews, what have you, just send a request either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. I'll try to get to it as soon as I can. I did the links for both are down below in the info box. And this is for a 1989 film called Bloodfight, which I had never heard of, but it is a big ripoff of Bloodsport with, I guess, a little bit of Rocky 4, and it's pretty terrible. I mean, it's came out in 1989. Depending on which version you watch on YouTube, there's a version that's in English, but there's stuff cut out. It might be because of the uploader or the source. So I literally had to then watch bits of this foreign version, which was not in English but had the missing parts in it. But that didn't do that too much. But it was a bit, again, irritating. This is a big... How much is this a Bloodsport ripoff other than the title? Well, Bolo Yeon is in this, and his character's name is Chon Li. What was the... Bolo Yeon was the bad guy in Bloodsport. What was his name? Chon Li. Only in that, Chon Li as an L-I. Here, I believe it's Chon Li as an L-E-E. And they call him like the Vietnamese Viper. But he's not in, I mean, he's in it once in a blue moon, Bolo Yeon. And I like Bolo Yeon as a presence. I mean, I'll tell you one thing, Shoot Fighter, even Shoot Fighter 2 is better than this. I'll say that. I like the first Shoot Fighter. Again, the second Shoot Fighter I'd rather watch than this. And that's where Bolo Yeon was a good guy, which was a nice change of pace. But this, number one, has this weird story structure. What do I mean by that? The first 10 minutes or so is the tournament. In a tournament movie, where fighters wander in, they wander around, then you cut to people breaking ice. Then it's the 1989 World Championship of Free Fighting. That's what it's called. The Championship of Free Fighting. Is that really what you want to call your tournament? Okay. Championship of Free Fucking? That'd be Blood Pork. Blood Pork 2. Force in Force. So, fighting goes on. I don't even know who the fuck the lead is. I'm watching each of these fighters. I'm like, well, who's the lead guy? Is that guy the lead? Is that guy the lead? Okay, there's a sumo guy. He's probably not the lead. Okay, there's a guy who acts like a monkey. Just like there was a guy who acted like a monkey. Oh, a sumo guy? Kind of like the guy in Bloodsport where Van Damme punching the nuts. Oh, there's a guy acting like a monkey. You had a black guy doing that in Bloodsport. Forget the character's name. I think the sumo guy beat him up, I believe. And then I'm watching and I'm like, it randomly cuts to a guy watching the TV, and I'm like, wait a minute, something is wrong here. Even this movie can't be this random. Then I found another copy. I'm like, oh, there's about a couple minutes cut out. I guess maybe because the way it was uploaded, I don't know. Where this tall guy throws the monkey guy into the bleachers. Bull Yon fights the sumo guy. Grabs the guy's like towel, his diaper, whatever you want to call it. Wraps it around his face and tightens. I guess that knocks him out or kills him, whatever. Then Bull Yon fights the tall guy. Beats him up. Then you have the lead guy. Oh, there's finally the lead guy. Okay, I guess that's the lead. He's sitting. And then the rest of the film is a flashback until the very end. So most of the middle, like 89% of the movie is a flashback from 2 years ago. Again, a weird story structure to me. I guess you could say it's not typical, but there's a reason why this isn't typical. Because people usually watching this for the tournament, for the fights, you kind of just did that in the first 5-10 minutes. And it wasn't even that good or memorable. It wasn't. And because the way the film is shot, I don't know, maybe it's the way it was uploaded, maybe there's a better HD stock, but the way I saw it looked like everything's in Vaseline. And I'm sorry, there's plenty of other films that have better choreography or more interesting choreography, or I mean, whether it be American Samurai or Bloodsport or even the Bloodsport sequels, I would put above this. Yes, I would. So what happens in all the flashbacks? This girl who knew him said, I'm tired of you fighting, I'm leaving your ass. He has this new student who's this asshole punk. I don't know why he teaches this guy, but I guess it was, well, maybe I'll change his mind, maybe I'll make him a better person. It doesn't. Instead, the guy gets with his punk friends. It's when one of them has an ass cheek open. Well, he has pants on, but there's a big hole on his ass cheek that says, don't touch. I imagine jeans, a pocket in the back is ripped up, so his ass cheek is showing, and either with a marker or tattooed on there, on his ass cheek, says, don't touch. Yeah, as in, don't touch this fucking movie. With a fucking 10-foot pole. As in, don't touch this. Or don't touch this. And so these punks are assholes. At one point, Simon Yam sticks up for this girl. The lead guy sees it. Seems like he wants to teach Simon Yam. Then Simon Yam says, okay, teach me. Then the master goes, no, I don't want to teach you. Then, okay, I will teach you. And then that punk, he doesn't really get a comeuppance. I mean, hell, by this point, we've seen that this punk guy seems more of a villain for the film than Bull Yun. The next time we see him is, well, I'll get to that. So now, for some reason, because he's training Simon Yam, and yet it's Simon Yam, the guy who would be the villain in Jean-Claude Van Damme's Weight of Death. He was in some John Woo films I reviewed, including Bullet in the Head, which is a fun one. I still want to get the Blu-ray of it one day. If I find the right version, that is. I don't want to get one and get the wrong version. But I guess for some reason now... Oh yeah, some of the training he does is put these things on your feet, get on your hand, get on your knees, and hop up these steps while this stuff's on your feet. Okay, I want to train you to tick so that you're be feet of steel. He didn't say that, but that's what I gathered from it. So you think, okay, maybe it was a lead to the student fighting the punk and kicking the punk's ass. No. Like, new student versus old student. No. I trained you. Now you will teach that motherfucker who I trained and fucked me up and fucked up my teachings. You will... Nope. Doesn't go into that direction. Instead, for some reason, he's going to go into the 1987 championship of free fighting, which looks like a fucking bingo hall. And a lot of times, Sammy M, he does these flying kicks into people's heads that creates like craters. Surprised they're not dead. Fights Bolo. Bolo Yun. He does this thing like he lifts him up. Then the next shot, he's on the ground. He has the guy's legs. But the guy's laying on the ground, but he's got the guy's legs. And then he comes up and breaks his neck. I guess the championship free fighting, they're fine with murder. At least with the Kumite, they kind of made it as if this was this secret thing that no one's supposed to know about. Like, they made it very adamant and very prevalent that this was a secret thing. Shh, you gotta be hush hush. No one's supposed to know where this is at. People are not supposed to know this is going on. So when the murder happens, and then they actually turn away from Below Yun, and you brought dishonor. They actually do something with that? No. He just kills the guy. And this is where I guess they're trying to go for a Rocky 4 thing. Because he kills the student, kind of like Ivan Drago kills Apollo Creed. But here... when a student gets his neck broken by Bolo Yun, the master, our lead, gets drunk. Those punks finally come back. He fights them. His former student, the punk, he just hits him once. Then I think there was another time where they're in a car and they almost run him over, and then we never see them again. At least I didn't. Unless that was another thing that was cut out of the version I saw. If so, please let me know. Otherwise, this punk guy, who they made such a big deal in the first half of the film, he never gets his comeuppance. Oh, I'm sorry, he got kicked one time in one little ditty fight. What? Instead, the girl who liked Simon Yam says, "You made him believe in himself. Now you don't believe in yourself. Is all that you told him a lie? How did you just throw yourself away?" So then he's going to train, and you have this shitty Casio music for the training. I'm waiting for someone to play a T-tar, T-board guitar. Bolo Yun's lifted weights. This is where I got the Rocky 4 comparison, because Bolo Yun, he's lifting weights and he's in a gym, but this guy, he's trying to get down and dirty. Like, he's amongst all this industrial shit, and he has this thing like purposely hitting him in the ribs over and over. And yes, there's even a moment where he climbs up a fucking mountain like Rocky and Rocky 4. I want him from to go, Charlie, like, hey, yo, Drago. No, that doesn't happen. So you get the last fight, and the last fight, I don't know, it just didn't do much for me. Whether it's the way it was directed, which I didn't feel an energy. Whether it's the way it's edited, I didn't feel that energy and momentum. There's no music either, which hurts, because a big portion of why fights in Rockies or Bloodsport work is that you really get involved with the music and the score and the ups and downs. You don't get that in this. So I think not having any music on it, although with the shitty Casio music, maybe it would not have been better if you had music. So he gets his ass kicked, then he kicks Bolo Yun's ass, and you think he's going to kill him, and of course he doesn't. And kind of like Van Damme and Bloodsport, like Bolo Yun had a trinket, and Bloodsport he had Jackson's bandana. You break my record like I break you, like I break your friend. So Van Damme takes that. Here, Bolo Yun had the thing that Simon Yan when he killed him. So our hero takes that. Then he rises up and he's like, ah! and the slow-mo, like, people make fun of Van Damme. That made more sense to me, because he's fucking blind, and it hurts, like, because he does this, and, you know, that to me is more fitting than the last shot, and this looked more silly to me. Then the movie's over. I guess if you have to see every martial arts film, every ripoff of Bloodsport, maybe you'll see this, maybe you'll like it. To me, though, it looked cheap. It looked... the story structure of doing the tournament, which the lead guy didn't really do much in the tournament. You saw the other people fighting, not him. These Van Damme, you saw him fighting in the tournament, if you want to compare it to Bloodsport. Hey, they got blood in the title, and Bullion as Chong Li, spelled a bit differently. Just like, like the championship of free fighting. Oh, you build up this punk who was a former student of our lead, and then he doesn't even get a comeuppance, and he's kind of forgotten about. Like, the weird way how he doesn't want to be trained, but then he wants to be trained. He's like, where is this going? And now all of a sudden he's for a championship free fight. Like, it was like weird to go from there to, I want you for the championship tournament. I mean, you want to fight for revenge anymore? No, I do not want to fight for revenge anymore, master. I want to fight for blah blah blah. Okay, I will enter you to this 1987 championship of free fighting tournament. Again, it looks like a fucking bingo hall. You can tell the low budget. Also the acting. Even Bolian, he talks a couple times, but the others, their English are very phonetically speaking. Tall guy. Those, like if I say, this is a review for Eric. It is for Bloodfight, 1989. It is a ripoff of Bloodsport. English is not their first language. And I think it would have worked better if they spoke their natural language and you had subtitles. It'd be more fluent. It would flow better. It wouldn't be as stop and stuttered. And hey, I mean, I don't know how to speak their language. So I can't harp on them for not speaking the English language as fluent. Hell, technically they speak better than me in English, but that was the wrong call. That was the wrong decision to then do it. If you look at your actors, you go, okay, they're not as strong with the English language, then maybe just have them talk their natural dialect and just put subtitles. If that's going to help their performances, if their performances are going to suffer because they're phonetically talking in English, then maybe you should change directions of the movie. And like the fight scenes weren't even that fun to me either. The music could be a very important part in a fighting martial art movie. You remember the music in Enter the Dragon and Bloodsport and even Kickboxer. This shitty Casio music, or no music at all. Plus, having some fun songs would help too. Hell, no, King of the Kickboxers. That fighting was better, and that music, that score, a lot better than this. And King of the Kickboxers, I had fun with. It's not a technically good movie, but it's a fun movie. King of the Kickboxers, Lauren Avedon, Billy Blanks. This, to me, is a pretty piss poor film. It was a waste of Bolo Yeon's time. But I did it. Hey, I did the... After Bloodsport, people want me to play the same guy. Okay. Easy paychecks. Don't blame Bolo Yeon. Maybe if he was the star of his own Bloodsport type of ripoff, maybe that'd be interesting. But technically, you should just watch Shoot Fighter. Or Shoot Fighter 2 even. Where Bolo Yeon's the good guy. But he's more like the master, and there's other people. Like, he's not... Technically, he's the star, but he's not doing the Bloodsport where he's working up in the tournament. You know what? Maybe that would have been interesting. But the people, what was Bolo Yeon? Look at his size, his stature. How can you make him an underdog? That'd be a lot tougher. You're right, it would be a lot tougher. Unless you're a good writer and good director, maybe you can make it work. And get bigger guys. Or get faster guys, or get more deadlier guys, or get more nastier, dirty fighter guys. I don't know. Not saying it would be easy. I'm just saying it would be interesting. But yeah, Bloodfight. Go watch Blood Fist. Go watch Bloodsport. Go watch Tip Boxer. Go watch Shoot Fighter. Go watch plenty of other films. Teen of the Tip Boxers. There's plenty of other films you could watch other than this. Unless, again, you're a hardcore martial arts fan, or you need to see every film with Bolo Yeon, or every film that ripped off Bloodsport. Here you go. If you did more out of it than me, cool, but I did not. So with that said, thanks for watching. We will see you guys later. Bye-bye.